Hey, welcome to Breakfast with Chuck. This morning's show is a little truncated because we had some technical difficulties. The dang thing shut itself off at the end, but give it a shot and hope you enjoy it. Ciao.
Yeah, sure. Hello, and good morning. I wonder what else I can do here. Use a telephone. Jesus. What the heck? Phone's barely working this morning. It's going to be a great day. I can feel it already. Or not, as the case may be. Man, this phone is running so slow. Well, good morning. And you may notice the food looks a little different today. And it's ringing. Go figure. Yeah. Three rinky-dinky.
Hello?
God. I can't get anything to work. My phone is working incredibly slow this morning. And I'm not having breakfast. On top of that.
What are you doing?
I'm eating. You can see in the picture I'm definitely eating.
Hold on. Let me.
But it's definitely not. It's definitely not breakfast.
Let's see what we got here.
Hopefully that link works. Breakfast with Chuck is more like lunch/dinner with Chuck.
All right, hold on.
Late afternoon something with Chuck.
My computer's slow too.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. See if you can tell what that is.
Looks like chili rellenos.
It's Chinese food.
Wait a minute. Fish and is it fish?
What?
Wait a minute. Chili relleno. It's either chili rellenos. No, it could be fried fish.
It's walnut shrimp.
It's huge. Oh no, well that's okay. You're biting into a shrimp now, but
Yeah.
these other things. What are those? Egg rolls?
Yeah.
Pots.
Yeah,
Okay.
pot sticker, egg roll,
All right.
something.
Well, I mean, a lot of people eat rice for breakfast.
Yeah. I had to do something. So, I do.
Wow. It looks like this is going to be a long conversation.
Dude, it's could go on for hours.
Well, I don't know. How big are the spoonfuls?
Yeah.
Forkfuls.
So, to recap yesterday,
Remind me.
there was a smell in the house. What was the smell? I thought it was maybe crop dusting in my neighborhood.
Oh, right.
Oh, how wrong I was.
What? Having trouble opening that?
I had trouble opening the damn thing.
I find that true in many packages. I think the most important utensil in the kitchen these days are scissors.
Yeah. None here. So, the issue was sitting approximately 6.5 feet away from me. It was a leaking while being charged lead acid battery.
So you were charging a battery, and it was
Leaking.
It was already charged, and it kept charging.
No. I have overcharge protection. The battery hadn't been charged in a year, so my battery coveted it itself, as it were, and decided it was no longer
Does
good.
your fortune say anything about the battery?
No, battery is screwed. But you know what happens when you heat lead acid? And I'm sure Jim Shepard is hiding.
Wait a minute. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I got to stop eating. I'm sure Jim Shepard is going, what?
No, you said something about eating acid.
Oh, well, when you heat, not eat.
Oh, heat. Okay.
When you heat up the ingredients of a lead acid battery, and it gets outside of the said container, the battery casing.
Yeah.
It becomes hydrogen sulfide.
Right. We've all seen that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it'll kill you within 1 to 4 hours.
Right. If you ingest it.
I spent an hour 6 feet away from it, inhaling it into my lungs.
Ah, so that was the smell.
Yeah. Definitely was the smell. And are there particles in the air that if they get in your lungs harm you or something? Oh yeah, big time.
Oh.
Once again, we'll be hearing from Mr. Shepard later, I'm sure. But yeah, I have this morning. I have a good solid 50% lung capacity.
50%?
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, you already have
exactly
lung issues to begin with, so they're just exacerbated.
Right now, I have now it's killing me. Now, if it would have continued, God knows how bad things could have gotten here, but it will kill you. And the stuff is in your lung. You can't breathe. It's horrible.
It so kind of suffocates you.
Yeah. Great.
Well, it's a good thing you figured that one out.
Yeah, I feel so much better now. I'm like sitting here all of a sudden, I'm like, wait a second. It's the battery. Of course, that was after I'd sat next to it for an hour.
You think maybe there are like some kind of gauges or meters that you could test your home for stuff like that?
I called the poison prevention guys.
Yeah.
They suggested I use my inhaler.
Yeah. It's always the answer always seems to be something that's just going to mask the problem.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I'll do that. That sounds great. I mean, there's nothing they can really do because your lungs will go fight, toxins.
Right. Well, what about chemical reactions? I mean, like what exactly is in the inhaler and how does it react to this chemical that you've breathed into your lungs?
All great questions.
Could be fatal.
Could be. So,
I mean, every other drug on the market that they advertise on television, they all seem to say the same thing in their disclaimers. Could be fatal.
Could kill you.
Yeah.
So I call up the place that would sell me this kind of battery. Right?
And what exactly is the battery for?
Oh, you know what the battery's for? My little mobility vehicle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, a very popular little mobility vehicle. So I call this place up, and they give me a call back. And the woman on the phone goes, "You canceled an appointment with us 2 years ago." Who keeps records of people who canceled appointments with them years later based on a phone record?
So, and what was the appointment for this battery?
No, I was buying parts.
So you were buying parts for something, and
I canceled the appointment. I called up and I canceled the appointment.
Record of you canceling.
I called up and canceled an appointment.
And what does that have to do with anything?
And for 2 years, they've been tracking this data just in case I call back.
It reminds me of the Seinfeld episode with the librarian, where he didn't return a book for 20 years or whatever.
Right. Oh my God. I was like, what? And she goes, well, you canceled an appointment 2 years ago. And I go, oh, I did? I can barely remember what happened yesterday except for hydrogen sulfide was involved. So I go, really? I go, oh, yeah. You know why? Because the part that I needed from you was associated with a different part, and I couldn't find it in my garage. I said, so if you're not doing anything this afternoon, if you'd like to drive over here, we can resolve that 2-year-old issue if you could find that part in my garage from 2 years ago. What the hell? What kind of tricky business tracks a 2-year-old cancellation of an appointment?
Well, it's probably because it's your phone number and they have a computer screen and they push a button and that's the information that's in front of them, and that's
no. I think there were
as their mind can go, or they hold a grudge. I don't know.
Copious notes, dude. Copious notes. This place would not sell me a battery 2 years ago, or let me sit on a mobility vehicle to see how it fit, because I wasn't on Social Security as SSI disability. It wouldn't let me sit on it. And the guy said, we're not in the business of selling parts for these.
What were they in the business of selling? The entire package?
Social Security ripoff, I guess.
Oh.
I mean, they only want a deal, probably Social Security pays full retail for these things. So that's what they were, And he told me that if I bought one anywhere else, he wouldn't service it to begin with. Maybe I should call her back up and tell her about that. Well, we can add to my form.
And I imagine there's no competitor that you can go to?
Not really. Yeah. Oh, well, no, I did go to a competitor. I had Amazon ship me one. And outside of almost, dying from hydrogen sulfide yesterday, it's all working out well. And you're aware. You have to admit, it seemed to work just fine, didn't it?
Apparently so.
Yeah. All right. The other topic of the day.
That's quite a bit of food there.
I know. It's mostly rice, and I don't know. I got out of the house. I got out of the house yesterday so I could, blast the air in the car and not smell the house while it was, defumigating.
What if there was a leak of, the air conditioning stuff?
I had many questions that what it could be, and then it came to me. It was really strong where I was sitting, and I went out and rode the bike and came back and realized that I could only ride the bike for a half a block because all of a sudden I was completely winded because I couldn't get any air.
Yeah.
And then the light bulb came on.
Well, and plus you're away from your house and there's no smell.
Right.
And the closer you get to your house, the smell.
It's a dim bulb anyway, man. My light bulb.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So enough of the food and the problem yesterday, because we moved on to today. And there's exciting things happening, Curtis.
Okay, tell me about them.
We have a new sponsor, and they are so important, I'm giving them their own plate.
Plate of what?
Just plate. Yep.
Just a plate.
You'll see. Their whole
Okay.
thing displays on the plate.
The whole thing.
Holy, maybe I can actually see it on here. There we are.
It's a grappling hook.
Yep, it is. And what else?
That looks like some kind of hitch. It hooks to.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's heavy. This is a fabulous company called Muscular Magnetics.
That's a magnet.
Yeah, it's a magnet to go magnet fishing. And
Magnet fishing.
and grappling hooks and rope and all kinds of stuff.
What are you fishing for?
Okay. Glad you asked, young buckaroo. So you're obsessed with Law and Order SVU and all those forensic shows on the Disney Channel. Well, now,
yeah, okay.
now you can get your name on an actual police report by dredging up your local swimming hole and maybe pulling up a nice watch attached to some guy's arm.
That's, I had a feeling you were headed in this direction.
Yeah. Maybe your aunt.
It's for dredging.
Maybe your aunt.
Dredging the bottom of the lake.
Yeah. Maybe your aunt tossed her wedding ring into the lake after Uncle Fester cheated on her. Now you can find that baby right at the boat dock. They make family kits.
So what's the process? How does it work?
Well, it's hundreds and hundreds of feet of rope. It all comes. They have multiple kits starting at $39.95 up to $129.95 if you want everything for the whole family. Take your whole family out.
Yeah.
You hook different size magnets. Let's say you got the 4-year-old, you got whatever the 30-year-old, different weights. And these ropes, and you go to places where you think people may have, I'll use the air quote term, lost something, and you start throwing it in the water and pulling it back until.
So it's kind of you can start your own salvage.
Right.
Company
Business. Yeah. Or you can just go out and have fun, and I mean, people will lose stuff at swimming holes and boat launches all the time.
So okay, I still don't know how it works.
What, you got the magnet here, right?
Yeah.
And hooked on rope, and they teach you a technique to spin this thing over your head, and then you toss
Does
it.
the magnet go in the water?
Oh yeah, it goes to the bottom of the water because it's real heavy.
And where is the grappling hook in juxtaposition to the
Well,
magnet?
you might not need the grappling hook. Maybe your magnet gets caught on
so
something.
the magnet is going down. It's kind of like having one of those magnetic things on the beach, except you're doing it in deep water.
Right. Exactly.
And what's the grappling hook for?
Well, what if the magnet gets stuck somewhere and you want to pull it back out? You throw the grappling hook out there and, grab a hold of the magnet under the water and dredge it, pull it along. It'll pull then. Have you ever gotten anything stuck?
With everything that you've said about this product, the first thing that pops into my sick mind is the grappling hook just grabbing onto a corpse.
It could. Why not? Or some
or a treasure chest.
Exactly. It could be anything. And, it's like anybody who goes metal detecting and stuff. There are little tricks to it. But if you see, I know a place where there's a fishing hole, or not a fishing hole, a swimming hole right now, that I see people there all summer long. Now, are you telling me that, Bob didn't forget to take his cell phone out of his pocket and he jumped off the rock into the water and he can't find his cell phone?
Yeah.
And sure enough, I'm sure that he has, and there are many of them. Or somebody's got too loose a ring and they get in the water and the ring comes off and the party's over.
I'm thinking of a great business venture.
Yeah.
Boat charter.
Well, see, you don't want to go too.
You think of those deep sea fishing charters, but
Right.
everyone's going out looking for buried treasure and corpses.
But you don't want to go too far out. See,
there's.
it's going to be
the shallower the better.
Coastal is good because that's what people do. They wade out into the water in Lake Tahoe.
And think of dump sites. I'm thinking reservoirs, aqueducts.
Exactly. Exactly. This is a dream product come true. MuscularMagnetics.com, ladies and gentlemen, where magnet fishing comes home. I love these
Wow.
people. Yeah.
Nice.
I know.
And you might catch a fish.
Maybe one full of lead.
Well,
the other problem is
these days. You never
good
know.
point. The other problem is if you've got a heart condition or maybe a pacemaker, you should definitely not come near this product.
Okay, I was going to say,
Yeah, they're rare earth.
Not a good idea.
They're rare earth magnets, and they're incredibly strong. Also, if you've got a bunch of jewelry hooked to your junk while swinging that baby before you let go of it, and it comes by your testicles, there's a good chance you're going to rip your balls off and send them into the water. Which would be awesome.
No Prince Alberts. Huh?
Yeah, keep the Prince Alberts. Take it out before you go magnet fishing, because this baby
What
will.
happened to Jim? He was wearing a cock.
Why
Right?
is he? Yeah. Why did little Larry go flying into the water, and why can't he get up? Because his balls are down in the water. Yeah, no, it's, these things are...
No big belt buckles.
Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. Maybe when you pull up a guy, maybe you don't get him by the wristwatch. Maybe you get him by the belt buckle.
Right.
Pull him up mid-size.
And maybe you'll just get a piece of him, depending on how decomposed he
Right,
is.
right. You're definitely going to be in the police report when you bring something out of the water.
Yes, the local police blotter.
Yeah. He was out fishing with a bag.